The next call is a split call. James Shaw, 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm standing to speak on the second reading of the Telecommunications Development Levy Amendment Bill. I just wanted to address the concern that this bill is a new tax on New Zealanders or on users of broadband services. Frankly, the Minister of Finance over the last 7 years has introduced so many new taxes and raised so many other taxes that I've kind of become a little bit blasé about it. This is an incredibly important piece of economic infrastructure, particularly for rural New Zealanders. We have a huge economic divide between our regions and our main centres, especially Auckland. And it is absolutely vital for the regions that we get them connected to broadband and that it's a really high quality service, because only then will they be able to access the social connections, the educational opportunities, healthcare, and in particular the economic infrastructure of being able to participate in the digital economy, which is a growing and increasingly critical part of New Zealand's economy overall. And it has to get paid for somehow. You know, it's a huge and expensive project, and somebody's got to pay for it. So this seems to us to be the kind of the best available method of paying for it. I do want to speak very briefly to the SOPs that my colleague Gareth Hughes introduced earlier. I just wanted to say before that we haven't heard anything yet in the debate that would have us change our vote on this bill. We recognise that there are some concerns from the industry. We also understand Labor's concerns in relation to this being a new tax and so on. But at the moment, our support for the bill still stands. We are introducing two SOPs. The first, if you don't mind my reading them out, Mr. Speaker, is to insert a new clause, 90 brackets 4, into the Telecommunications Act 2001, where the Telecommunications Development Levy is used for purposes specified in clause 91B and 91D. Particular regard will be taken to promote A, competition in non-urban telecommunications markets, B, the diversity of non-urban communities intended to be served by the levy, C, the range of different technological options that may best serve particular non-urban communities, and D, the rapid pace of technological development. And I'd just like to speak to that because we did have some concerns that in the previous phase of the rollout that the beneficiaries primarily were Vodafone and Chorus, that they in essence received a really significant subsidy paid for by other industry players. And we want to make sure that there is maximum competition and a diversity of providers in the marketplace, and that it doesn't just benefit a couple of large companies too much. The second SOP is to insert a new clause 95 into the Telecommunications Act 2001, where the Telecommunications Development Levy is used to promote cellular mobile coverage in rural areas, for example through a mobile black spots fund. The levy will not be used to fund existing contractual requirements between the Crown and mobile network operators. There is a risk that the government's TDL-funded mobile black spots fund could be used to fund these from cheaper requirements. This would essentially shortchange the taxpayer and the rest of the industry. And again, we just want to make sure that companies that have got these contracts already don't get two bites of the cherry. So it's about ensuring that there's maximum number of players in this, and that the benefit is sort of spread through the economy. So we think that those are quite sensible, that they aid diversity and competition in the marketplace, and we hope that we can get support for those. And in the meantime, I commend this bill to the House.
Chris Farfoy,